Donald Trump has been front and center after his back-and-forth feud with a couple of media outlets, Univision, a Spanish-language broadcaster, and the American network NBC. Over the past few days, Donald Trump responded to NBC's breaking of the deal over the Miss USA, Miss Universe pageant by calling that network, quote, weak and foolish. I recently had the chance to sit down with Mr. Trump for an interview that covered a wide array of topics. In our portion tonight, we focus on politics. I start out by asking him about Hillary Clinton and why he thinks he has a chance against the Democrat frontrunner.
Well, I think she's very beatable. She's got tremendous skeletons all over the place between the emails and all of the problems that she's got and has developed over years. I think she's very, very beatable. I don't think Bush will beat her, to be honest with you. I think that she will beat him, just like the last time a Clinton beat a Bush. I think it'll happen all over again. It's going to be a replay. And so I don't think that will happen. I think that if Bush gets the nomination, I think that Hillary will do very well against him.
Speaking of Mrs. Clinton, she made comments saying that what you said during your announcement speech, quote, could trigger people who are less than stable to do something like the recent shootings in Charleston. How do you respond to that?
Well, I don't think she even knows what she was saying. I guess she's talking about the Second Amendment. I'm a very big Second Amendment person, and I believe you have to go strongly on the Second Amendment. And you know, a great case is this horrible situation with the two prisoners in upstate New York. People that didn't want guns, all of a sudden they all have guns. They want to protect themselves. It's very interesting. A woman that was on television, I watched her with great vigor because her husband always wanted the gun, Second Amendment, and she didn't. And now she said, we have a gun in every drawer, we have a gun on every table, because they're afraid somebody's going to come into their house. So I am very big for Second Amendment, and Hillary isn't, and that's okay, different viewpoint, but I'm very strong on Second Amendment.
On the Republican side, at least in the consultant class, Karl Rove said, and I quote, you're not a serious candidate. If he were sitting here right now, what would you say to Karl Rove?
Well, I don't respect Karl Rove. He spent $430 million on different races, and he didn't win one. He wasted money. I saw some of the commercials they took for candidates, and I thought they were the candidates on the other side. I thought he was representing Democrats. They were so bad. I'm not a fan of Karl Rove, and he knows that, so what's he going to say? Now all of a sudden he's saying, wow, he actually did file, because, you know, that statement was made a little bit earlier. And he did file. Now the polls are coming out where I'm essentially in first and second place all over, and he's sort of changing his tune, but he'll change his tune. But Karl Rove is somebody that I don't even think he should be on television. He spent $430 million on campaigns, and he didn't win one campaign. Why is he talking on television like as somebody that knows something? I'm really about making our country great. I'm about bringing back wealth to our country so that we can, you know, it sounds a little bit crass. Somebody said, oh, make the country rich. And they said, oh, that's a little bit crass. It's not crass. We have no money. We're like a debtor country. We're a third world country. We're a debtor country. We owe trillions of dollars. You know, when we get to 24 trillion, we're at just about 19 now. When we get to $24 trillion, that's like the point of no return. That's when we become a large-scale version of Greece. And we're going to be there pretty quickly. We better get somebody that really knows what he's doing as president, and I know. And that's why I have Univision. They don't want me to talk badly about Mexico, and I don't speak badly about Mexico. I love Mexico. I love Mexico. I think it's great. Their leaders are much smarter than our leaders. That's the problem. I mean, they have negotiators that are killing us. They kill us at the negotiating table. They're killing us on the southern border, and I have to talk about it. It'd be a lot easier not to bother, but I have to talk about it. And I think that's one of the reasons that I'm resonating.
Well, speaking of that resonating, the poll yesterday in New Hampshire has you just behind Governor Bush. The new national poll from Fox has you just behind Governor Bush by a couple of percentage points. Does it surprise you that your message has resonated the way it has?
Well, it's an interesting question, the word surprise. I don't think I'm that surprised because I get the biggest audiences, I get by far the biggest crowds, I get the most standing ovations, and I talk about trade, and I talk about our military has to be rebuilt because our military is terrible what's going on. I mean, we bring 2,300 Humvees, and within a few days our enemy has them. We're not talking about 2 or 3, we're talking 2,300, and these are armor plated, these are very expensive vehicles. a bullet's fired in the air, and the people we gave them to immediately run, and the enemy takes them over. And the equipment we have isn't as good as what the enemy has. Our military has to be rebuilt. Our vets have to be taken care of. Our health insurance has to be dealt with properly because people have horrible, horrible plans, including the fact that they don't have their doctor, et cetera, et cetera. And lots of things have to be done. So I'm not that surprised because essentially that's my message. We have to make our country great, and that's really the message. You know, China has now taken over as number one. They've gone out, they've taken over as of a year ago, as you know. Number one. This was unthinkable 5 or 6 or 7 years ago. But China's taken over as number one. This should never happen. I want to get that number one spot back. And I'll get it back. But you can't make terrible deals with Mexico. You can't make terrible deals with China and Japan and every country that you can think of. We don't make good deals anymore. We have people that are there for political reasons. We have people that are controlled, totally controlled by lobbyists and special interests and donors. And we can't make good deals anymore.
Now, you need to know that Donald Trump has indeed filed a $500 million lawsuit in the New York State Supreme Court against Univision. Maybe one will follow soon with NBC. Now, tomorrow night, more of this exclusive interview. You'll hear Donald Trump discuss what he says are our foreign policy mistakes and how he would defeat ISIS.
We're paying Iran hundreds of billions of dollars. Okay, you know that, right? Right now. Why do we hold those payments until such time as the nuclear deal is done? Because we have people that are incompetent.
That's tomorrow night, right here on Newsmax Prime.